we're here at North East Jiu-Jitsu in Sunderland with Cal Ellenor. Cal, how are you feeling?
Feeling awesome, feeling good, feeling a bit deflated about obviously James pulling out, but aside from that, feeling good, positive, you know.
Well, let's get straight into that. So on February the 22nd, you were due to headline Bellator Dublin against James Gallagher, so arguably the biggest fight of your life. That's since been cancelled because James has pulled out due to a back injury. What's your view on the situation?
The view on the situation is obviously like, it's crap, you know. Obviously, like, I trained, I didn't even have a Christmas really, no New Year, nothing like that, just knuckled down the whole time, and then obviously trained, and then 2 weeks out the fight got pulled, and then obviously, you know, like, it's fair enough if he's got a back injury or whatever and he kind of trained, but like, everyone gets injured, you know what I mean, it happens to the best of us. But obviously to then be putting videos online of him fucking going driving about his Merc, giving it the big one in there, and then obviously photos of him carrying gym bags and stuff like that, and it doesn't really look good, you know what I mean. And then obviously if he's attending the Bellator event as well, you know what I mean, how bad can his back be? Like,
yeah. So do you think there's a level of faking this that he's going to?
There could well be, you know. I feel like obviously, like, I feel like every time he's fought, he's had a completely different approach to it, and then when this time round he's said nothing, done nothing, and then we've seen each other now as well, and I just feel like we kind of had a feeling that it wasn't going to happen, you know, especially with all that shit happened the first time, and then this time round, like, obviously my weight was amazing, like, everything was on track, I was banging both hands, like, hitting hard, you know what I mean, my camp was going amazing, I was super fit, just ready to go, you know what I mean, and I just kind of had a feeling that it just wasn't going to happen, just the way he was so quiet online and stuff like that, and just, I don't know, I just didn't really have a feeling it was going to happen.
At the Bellator London media days, you said to MMA Fighting that you felt that he wasn't ready for this and stuff like that. Oh, sorry, that's your recent comment. So, do you feel that there's an element that you said to them that you feel that Bellator have handed him easy fights? 100%. Do you feel this is the element that he's kind of come to realise now that he's sized you up and stuff like that, he's thought he needs a bit more time?
100%. I think there could be a number of factors coming into it. You know, obviously, like, I feel like I'm a bad matchup for him anyway. Who knows? You know what I mean? He might have had a camp and thought 2 weeks out, you know what? Like, maybe I'm not in the place I need to be for this kind of fight, or what? Or maybe someone's advised him not to, or whatever. Or the pressure's got to him. As you've seen in his interview before about panic attacks 2 weeks out and wanting to pull out and that, and saying about how he's got the strongest mindset in the game, and it's like, well, your mindset can't be that strong if you having panic attacks and you're talking about pulling out 2 weeks from a fight, you know what I mean? Like,
well, talking about, so 2 weeks before the fight, because you were meant to be headlining in your second ever Bellator bout, how does that feel that 2 weeks before your fight, not you, but your opponent pulls out?
Obviously it's a nightmare, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, it's just shit, obviously, because of how, not even the fact of James not fighting, like, that's fine, like, if you're injured or you're not injured, it doesn't really matter. But obviously I wanted to fight. It didn't matter if it was James or whoever, you know what I mean, it didn't really matter. I was just ready for a fight. I would have fought anyone, and I would have even stopped. I wouldn't have cut weight, and I would have fought at featherweight if I'd had to, you know what I mean, that's fine. I fought there before, so just kind of, it was a shit situation, but I kind of, after speaking to Jude and speaking to Mike, I kind of I've got an understanding, and I've got something lined up in the future, which is really good, and Bellator's really looking after us as well. So it's kind of, I was gutted about the fight and gutted about not being able to perform for the people coming to see us, but I know what kind of plans they've got for me, and I know they are actually invested in me, and they are actually a really good organisation, and they're helping us out loads. So aside from being gutted about the fight, like, I know they've got big plans for me in the future, and I'm just going to get out there and enjoy the show now, and I get to fight again, you know. Like, it's, as I say, it's a little bump on a long road, you know what I mean. You always get these little setbacks in MMA, and as I say, like, obviously last time and stuff like that, and it is what it is, man. I'm going to fight this year regardless, and if it's James, it's Mint, and if not, whoever it is, it doesn't really matter. I just want to fight.
So talking about obviously last time, for those who don't know, the fight was previously booked for, I believe it was September the 27th last year.
Yep.
And that fight was cancelled due to, was it your physician who read your brain scan wrong?
It was Safe MMA. They basically said the latest scan I did had an issue on that they weren't happy with, needed to get an assessment, so I went to London for an assessment, and basically the doctor in London was basically told us what other people have heard, you know, like, obviously he told us that my brain was deteriorating, that my career was pretty much done, that I should never even spar again, and this and that, and just left it all to me to deal with, you know what I mean. So I didn't really know where I was at with that, and then obviously So that fight never happened. And then obviously Safer MMA got the images from the original scan in 2017, and then basically they proved that even though the doctor said this wouldn't be the case, he said that the doctor wouldn't be wrong, a medical professional wouldn't be wrong, that what he's put in the report would be legitimate, and that's what the brain scan would read. But we got the images, and it was everything that he'd said in the report was completely different to what the brain scan showed. I mean, brain scan from 2017 is the exact same as it is now, and it hasn't changed at all. So I'm completely fine to fight.
So the first time around, James seemed pretty decent about it, and he said that he really wants to get this fight going. But you said to me a minute ago that you felt then he was nice at first.
He was cool as out, and he dealt with it like a proper professional. He really did at the start of it. And I thought, I thought he's not what people think of him or perceive him to be. I thought actually, he's a decent kid. And then obviously the fight got rematched, and then he come out and he's saying all this shit about me. What was it he said? He said something about sitting up and thinking about him at night and my brain was fried or something. It's like, mate, he intimidates me the least out of anyone I've ever fought in my life. This is my 41st fight, and he intimidates me the least out of any of them I've ever fought, you know what I mean? So to say that's just ridiculous, and it is what it is, and hopefully we do get the chance to actually get it done now, you know what I mean? This will be if it does happen, this will be the third time, and it's like I just want to put that nail in the coffin and just get it done, you know what I mean, and move on, you know what I mean?
Well, so it's safe to say you're pretty pissed off about the situation, but many people had criticised the fight, saying that you two were almost too respectful to each other. Is that respect lost now?
Well, it's one of them things. It's like I respect anyone in the sense of being a fighter and having the arse to actually get in there and have a fight. You get all these couch critics who sit there and they see whatever, armchair critics, whatever, saying there's this and that, and it's like, no, I know personally what it takes to get in there and do it. So I respect anyone who gets in there, but all the shit you said about me and disregarded the people I've fought or my training partners or whatever like that, it's like, nah, mate, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to take his head off. There's no denying the fact that I can definitely knock him out with either hand, and that's what I plan on doing, and honestly say I know for a fact I've got the power to knock him out, and that's what I want to do. So whether people want to say we're being too nice to each other or we're not being too nice to each other or whatever, it doesn't really matter, because it's not going to change what I'm going to go in and try to do to him. And whether he's cool with us or he's not cool with us, I'm still going to go in there and literally try and take his head off. So
perfect. So you said that this fight was going to be dedicated to your mother's memory, but obviously now that we've had this almost roller coaster of emotions that have gone on with it, you've had the fight cancelled obviously due to the brain scan, which was pretty scary to think about, and then you've had it cancelled again due to James, and now this shit talk's happening. Is there ever a stage where you've kind of felt that this is just maybe past it, or are we thinking maybe third time lucky and it's
100% third time lucky? That's the fight I want to push for, and I bet. Well, he put an Instagram post on saying about me not being off the hook and that, and it's like, mate, I want to be on the hook, you know what I mean? Let's get it done. I want to fight him. I want to get it done. I feel like it's a fight that needs to happen in the whole European series. Look at the position everyone is in there, and it's like me and James are kind of, that's the position we're at now. Let us fight, and the winner of us can fight whoever, and maybe that's a bit of the added pressure on him, because if he wins, then it's a lot of bigger fights there, and if I win, it's the fight I want to have anyway, you know what I mean? I've already said there's plenty of people in the upper echelon who I'll fight straight away if I beat James, and I'll get the ticket, the fast track to fight them, then there's not one of them I'll not sign on the dotted line in. I'll never turn down a fight, and I think that's the difference between me and James. I feel like he'll try and coast his way and find the easier route. Well, I'll not say no to any name, and I'll fight whoever if I beat James. So, do you feel that the roller coaster of emotions that have led into this fight are just making you want it more and more and more? 100%. Like straight away, I had a week. The fight got pulled. I had to eat a week of eating some shit food, you know what I mean, as you do. That was my Christmas there, you know what I mean. So retained a bit of water, I had a bit of shit food, and straight back in. I've still been wrestling, I've still been grappling. I'll spar, you know what I mean. Next week maybe when I'm away in Dublin Wednesday or later in the week or whatever it is. So get that out of the way, and then I'm straight back into camp. It definitely motivates us. I just want to hurry up and fight now, so it definitely has given us more motivation than anything. It hasn't kind of made us not want it as much. I'm actually hungrier for this happening, you know what I mean. So I'm just looking forward to fighting, regardless who it is.
Well, let's talk about the fight then. So many people are seeing this as a matchup of two submission specialists, and quite rightfully so. You both of your records have a lot of submission wins, but how do you see the fight going down?
I see the fight coming down. I feel like there's two ways it can go. I feel like James could either come out the way for Ricky. And I believe Ricky, so when you're saying earlier about Bellator giving him easy fights, I believe Ricky was a tough fight. I feel like James has had two tough fights in his life. One of them he barely won against Jeremiah Labiano. That was 50-50 and could have definitely went either way. And then the Ricky one, and Ricky starched him in a minute or whatever it was. And I truly believe if he fights me the way he fought Ricky, when he comes forward all aggressive, it'll be a quick night for me. I will literally knock him out. If he walks on either hand, people can see me fight and think whatever they want of us, but there's no denying I'm a hard hitter. I've put much bigger people than James down. So we'll see. If he comes out, I believe he'll try and take us down quick. Might maybe try and push us to the fence, so his body lock stuff against the fence. And I feel like he'll struggle to take us down. I feel like he'll get a shock at how hard I am to be taken down and how well I scramble, for one. And if he does take us down, which I doubt, I'm not going to lie there and play jiu-jitsu like other people have with him. I'll literally try and murder him off my back with elbows, and I'll be threatening him with submissions as well. So he's got a lot to think about. If he does take me down, it's not going to be an easy ride wherever the fight goes. So if I had to give a verdict of how I think it would go, I think I stop him. I really truly believe I knock him out, and so we'll see. We'll see what kind of things he brings to the table if we do fight. If he tries to make any changes, but I definitely see me finishing the fight, regardless when it is or whatever. I see me within the distance. I don't see it going the distance, and I see me knocking him out.